Hi guys, how's it? That was so weird. I was like, ah. Hi guys, how's it going? This is Amanda from Amanda Around the Globe. I wanted to talk today about my ultimate travel plan because in my last video, if you saw it, when the video about why I moved to Melbourne, you will have had a very quick intro to my ultimate travel plan, and today I wanted to talk about how I plan to travel long term without having a job, really. So people get very confused about how it's possible to do this, and I'm going to tell you right now. So first of all, I'm going to preface this by saying this is my plan. I don't expect anyone else to do this. I know maybe not everyone can do this. I know that being a US citizen gives me a lot of advantages in traveling the world. I understand that that's not possible for everyone. Let's just put that out there right now. So please don't leave me hate comments. Now I will talk about my plan and how I plan to travel the world long term, and how you can do it too if you want to. I started my travel plan probably about a little bit over a year ago when I was living at home in Northern California. I decided I wanted to travel. So I started putting a ton of money into my savings account. I was saving really hardcore, really intensely for for what I would consider a short period of time. I saved for 5 months. I saved about somewhere between like $13,000 to $15,000, and I used that to travel for 10 months, which sometimes I think I might have been able to travel longer. I might have spent more money than I absolutely needed to, but at the same time, I had a great time. I don't really regret anything that I did, and yeah, so that's on a tangent. So I've been traveling for 10 months, and then now I moved to Melbourne, Australia on a working visa. So I have the visa subclass 417, which means that I can work for 1 year here in Melbourne or anywhere in Australia, but I'm in Melbourne. Melbourne is how they want me to say it, but I'm American, we pronounce the R's, so sorry. So I'm in Melbourne for 1 year. I am going to work here. The thing why I came to Melbourne, I always wanted to go to Australia. Like, I've always been really obsessed with Australia. I know a lot of people are more obsessed with New Zealand, but I am just really obsessed with Australia. I've always been really into it. I've always wanted to come here. So I came to Australia on a working visa. I can work for a year. They pay you high wages here, a lot higher than the United States, actually. And the quality of living here is amazing. Like, it's just so, like, in my opinion, it's so much better than the United States. It's so much healthier. There's such a better work-life balance. Work is not, like, in the United States, I feel like work is something that you have to dedicate your life to, whereas in Australia, work is just a job here. Like, they don't dedicate their entire lives to their job. It's a job, and then after work they go home and they have their social life, they do whatever they want. Like, I feel like in the United States it's more common to work crazy hours, whereas in Australia it's not so much like that. That's what I've gotten. That's my opinion. I've only been here for 3 weeks. I don't know, maybe other people from Australia have a completely different opinion, but that's what I've picked up so far. So that's one of the many, many reasons I wanted to come to Australia. I also really love the accent. I love the accent. I know that, I don't know, I just really love their accent. So that's another reason why I wanted to come here. And then also it's like, it's Australia. Like, what? It's just such a cool place to be. So Melbourne is awesome. I love the coffee culture. I love the brunch culture. There's so many, like, there's vegan options anywhere I go. Anywhere I can get vegan options. So I love that. This is getting really off topic again. So my ultimate travel plan is basically to do something similar to what I'm doing now. So I got a working visa, I'll work here for a year. I plan to save up a lot of money again and go traveling for another year after this. So I should have enough money after Australia to travel for another year, and then I will get another working visa somewhere else, which now that I'm getting older, once you pass the age of 30, it's a lot harder to get a working visa, but there are possibilities to get jobs in other countries. For example, since I am from the United States and I am a fluent native English speaker, that is something that comes so much in handy when, that's such a stupid term, I hate that word, like comes in handy. It's something that's really wanted around the world. A lot of people want to learn English, and being a fluent native English speaker, especially if you have a college degree, it's just, that gives you so much opportunity right there. The good thing for me is that I'm from the United States. I know that people from Australia or Europe or England, like those people might have a bit harder of a time getting a job teaching English because they have a different accent, and most people that want English teachers want people with a Northern American accent. I don't know why. That's what I've noticed. You guys can leave me comments if I'm wrong. That's just what I've gathered so far. So for me, after I do the working visa in Australia, I also have an opportunity to do a working visa in New Zealand, but I would have to do that basically immediately after Australia because of my age. I just turned 29 a few days ago, so once I leave Australia, I will be just about to turn 30, which means that I will be cutting it really close because you can only apply until you're 30 for the working holiday for New Zealand, but I think you can use it, you can wait like a year before you actually go there. I don't know, I haven't done all the research that I need to do for that, but I think that's what I gather for it. So I can apply for it right before I turn 30 and then travel for a while and then go back there and do that. So my ultimate travel plan is really dependent on quite a few things. If I have the opportunity to get sponsored to stay in Australia, I could possibly take that. I am not sure what I want to do with that yet. I have no idea if I would even get sponsored. I have no idea, like I just really haven't thought about that yet because I haven't had the opportunity. Like obviously I just got here, so if I have a job that decides to ask me to stay here in exchange for residency, I'm not sure what I would do with that. That might change things. But for right now, my ultimate travel plan is work, travel, work, travel. After I run out of places to do a working visa, I will get my certification to teach English, which means I can teach in, I really want to teach English in Japan someday because Japan is like, it's amazing there. I've never been there, so I guess I don't know if it's amazing by personal experience, but I know from other people that have been there, Japan is just like, it just seems so cool to me. Like I really want to go there. And if I could stay there for a while, teach English, I think that would be really cool. Otherwise, I can teach English in a lot of different places in the world. So that is basically my ultimate travel plan, like working visa, travel for a year, working visa somewhere else, travel for a year, and then start teaching English or start my own online business or do something. I kind of like the idea for now of just like working at a job and living somewhere and saving, and then being able to travel without having any commitments, like no job. Like I can just basically, I take a year off. I mean, that sounds so crazy. I always thought when I was younger, it was hard for me to take a month or two off of work. Like you can't do that in the United States. You cannot take a month off and expect to have your job when you get back. So yeah, like it's so crazy to me to think like I can work and save and then take an entire year off, and then work and save and take an entire year off. And then also, like, a few people have asked me if I ever plan on settling down. I do, like, I kind of have a plan for when I want to settle down. I will settle down eventually. I'm sure I'll get tired of traveling eventually. Right now, it doesn't seem like it's going to happen anytime in the near future, but when I do feel like settling down, I would like to get a house somewhere. I don't know if I'll ever buy a house in my life because I don't want to be that committed to something, but I would like to have a house that maybe I can rent, or I don't know, I've thought about tiny houses because I would like to have something that's maybe like it's mine that I can always come back to, but I don't want to spend like hundreds of thousands of dollars on this. So my ultimate like settling down plan is to get a house on a lot of property. I would like to have a garden, and I would like to rescue animals and have them on my property. Like, I think that sounds so cool, and then start my own online business and just work and live on my farm with my garden and do like a zero waste living kind of thing. I think that would just be so cool, kind of living off the grid, but also I'd be running an online business, so kind of back on the grid. I don't know what I'm talking about. So yeah, I hope this video even made sense. I drank a lot of coffee today, which is why I'm talking really fast. I'm also getting over a sickness, which is why my voice may sound a little different. But that's what's going on right now.